Hello, welcome to Dungeon Rollers Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today is our first review for Image Comics Month. We're throughout the month, not every day, because I don't have enough Image Comics graphic novels and single issues to review comic book or trade paperback every day. Because I was going to on Boxing Day go to my local comic book store to pick up more trades, but we got hit with a lockdown. And they had it right on fucking Boxing Day. They couldn't wait. They were originally going to have it the day after Boxing Day. Then they changed it to Christmas Eve, and then they changed it on Boxing Day instead of the day after Boxing Day. Those jerks. So today we're reviewing the first issue of Spawn. Back in 2010, Image Comics did this thing where they had this thing where they re-release first issues of their major series, and some series that weren't really originally published by Image, but they later bought, like Wanted, The Darkness, and Hack Slash, Madman. I think Madman was originally a Dark Horse comic, and then released it under the banner, the black banner, Image First, which has a black banner on the side, and like they would sell the first issue that they would re-release for like $1 each, which I bought a bunch of these back in the day. I have the Madman Comics one, I have the Fear Agent one, which I'm not going to review that because I have the Fear Agent Volume 1 Final Edition, which I'm looking forward to reviewing. So this is the the reason why we're doing Image Comics Month on January is because that's Todd Macfarlane's month I was born in, and he was one of the original creators of Image, along with Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, people like that. So this is one of his launch series, along with Wildcats, which we'll also be reviewing. This first issue introduces Spawn, who was resurrected after making a deal with a devil creature. They don't really tell you the devil creature's name, but like if you know anything about Image, you know his name is Malbolgia. He comes back from the dead. He's confused. You get like you see like TV programs of the news where they talk about Al Simmons' life, his girlfriend, his achievements in the military, stuff like that. Flash forward 5 years later. He's living in an alley. He's fighting crime, killing bad guys. He doesn't fully remember who he is, or even the name of his wife. And you get introduced to Sam and Twitch, which are this cop duo, who are pretty cool characters. And then at the end, you get introduced to Violator, and they're gonna have Violator in the next issue. So I would say it's a pretty cool first issue. The art's like, though it's very cartoony at times, and the design is a little like dated. Like, this is supposed to be his Hellspawn uniform from Hell, right? But he has the 90s trend of having like pockets for like ammo and shit. Even though he's a supernatural being who can, control like chains and do ectoplasm blast, stuff like that. He has like pockets for like carrying ammo and stuff. And yeah, and you have all the chains and like the skull logos all over him, which some gay guy comments on it on the news, like how like it's super cool, but the cape is gosh or whatever. it's funny because like I think um Todd Macfarlane back in the day was kind of like, when I got into comic books, he was kind of a laughing stock. And I think that's kind of why, I didn't really like get into him, because I had like people like Eric blow himself up to say like, that, comment like how like Spawn is basically a homeless superhero that hangs out in the alley for like 200 issues, where people just show up to get beat up by him. And then you have like Sean Baby, who's like a famous internet writer, like this comment that like it's like uh, Tom McFarlane's idea of cool is just chains and bats and skulls and shit, and like stuff like that. But like after reading this and watching a little bit of the cartoon, which you can watch a little bit of it on YouTube, like there's like a good like solid like 4 hours of episodes over there, which was released by HBO back in the day. I don't know, it's pretty good. Eventually I will go and get more trades of Spawn just to give it give it a second look. I do have a problem with a religious standpoint though, where like this is a guy who's like a demon and shit. And like at some point he fights both he beats up at some point in the series, I think it's called an end game, where he fights both God and the devil and wins. Which is not only Fedora tier, but it's a bit cringy in my opinion. It's a bit cringy in my opinion. But like, let's not get real personal viewpoints getting in the way. My problem with this issue is that it's super short. And I doubt you'll still buy it. You'll still like buy this for $1. I don't know if if Image Comics still does that. But last time I did go to my comic book store, they still had like Image First there, but it was for like newer series. I don't know if they still have this, but they might. So I don't know. Maybe you can pick it up for $1 and just see, hey, if you like it. I would say this. It was super short. And there wasn't really a lot of action. He saves one girl from being raped. And that's pretty much it. And they mentioned Youngbloods. Which, like, Youngbloods, I guess. It's like Rob Liefeld's superhero team. Rob Liefeld being the co-creator of Deadpool. Yeah, like, they're supposed to be the Justice League of that universe. I don't have any sorry, not Justice League, Youngblood comics, but I do have, like, I think in issue 3 of Wildcats, they make a cameo, and I think in, like, issue 2 of the Pact, which I'm going to review, and I also have issues 1 through 3 of the Pact, Youngblood shows up, so you'll see some Youngblood content for Image Month if Youngblood is your thing. So if I were to give this a rating, I don't know, it's a bit simplistic. I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. The art is really cool, and there's this really cool double splash page of like Spawn, which you could, if you could probably take it out and like use it as a poster and frame it if you want, but that's going to be pretty hard. Without damaging the comic book too much. Well, you're taking out 2 pages, so obviously you're gonna throw the comic book away after that. But it's it's $1 and you get like kind of like a poster, so it's like kind of like, not a bad deal. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I'm gonna probably pick up more Spawn once the lockdown is over. I don't like doing Amazon shit like that. I like to support my local businesses. We're also gonna review Haunt, which is which is also published by Image. It's kind of like a Spawn ripoff with what's his name? Is it Robert Kirkman? Yeah, Robert Kirkman, and Todd Macfarlane did the character designs. I don't know if he did the art, but he did the character design for the main character, which I have the first volume of that, so I'm gonna review that. I was gonna mention how like Spawn was supposed to be a big deal back in the day because he's like he was like Spawn, like Image Comics major black character, but like He's like, you take his mask off, and he's a burn victim. You can't even tell he's black. Even the flashbacks, like the colors are all like light and muted, so you can't really tell the people's races. Like Wanda looks like she's Puerto Rican. So yeah. Yeah. The reason I brought that up because I'm gonna post a video about reacting to like BuzzFeed like article where they talk about their favorite cartoon characters that were that felt black but weren't black, but we feel are black for whatever reason. I don't know. I think they're trying to reach out to the black nerds out there, which only care about stuff like Dragon Ball Z and whatever's like the top fucking shonen anime at the time. All right, peace, guys. My next Image Comics video, I'm probably going to review. I was gonna review Wildcats, but let's try to space out the good shit because we have some shit that's probably going to be terrible, like Brian K. Vaughn's Saga. I'm gonna start reading that either today and tomorrow. Then we'll post a review at some point. Don't worry, you got a lot of content coming up. We're gonna review Madman, we're gonna review The Max, we're gonna review Pit, we're gonna review Retro Rocket, we're gonna review Bloodstrike, Fear Agent, like I said, Skull Kickers Volume 2 and 3, and I think that's it unless I'm missing something. I already said Haunt. Yeah, so that's going to be it for today for the comic reviews. But I'm only reviewing like Image Comics this month. So, and if you guys have any requests for comics you want me to review, it's going to have to wait till after January. All right. Peace.